Hello and welcome to Straight to VOD, the number one place you can get movie reviews for movies that no one else is talking about. So, everyone, how do you feel about John Cena as an actor? I mean, I guess sometimes he's kind of funny in certain films that I watch him in, but for the most part, I feel like he plays the same type of person in every film. You know, dumb, buff guy that says weird things throughout the film to try to get a laugh out of you. You know, I'm just not sold with this guy. Because every time I see him on the screen, I just see the slogan, hustle, loyalty, respect, burned into my retina. I also just see him forever wearing jorts. So when he's doing stuff like wearing a suit in films, it just looks weird. But that just could be his body type. I mean, John Cena has been funny at times. I mean, he was funny a little bit in that one Amy Schumer movie, Trainwreck, where he played the same kind of guy that I've been talking about, but it kind of worked in that situation. And I guess he was kind of funny at the Oscars. No, he wasn't.
What do you mean you don't want to do the streaker bit anymore? We're doing it.
I just don't feel right about it, man. It's an elegant event. You know, honestly, you should feel shame right now for suggesting such a tasteless idea.
It's supposed to be funny.
The male body is not a joke.
Mine is.
But I don't know, I'm just not convinced. Maybe throughout this movie review that I'm going to convince myself that John Cena is actually a decent actor or he's believable. I don't know. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Is John Cena a good actor? But without further ado, let's get into this movie review for Heads of State. When a bitter rivalry between the US president and the British Prime Minister spills into the public eye, it's all political theater until Air Force One is shot down behind enemy lines. Stranded and hunted, the two leaders must put their differences aside and work together to uncover a deadly global conspiracy that can unravel the free world. So, I like action movies. You know, they're just the perfect kind of popcorn film where you can just put it on in the background, do some chores, have some friends over, put it in the background, you know, just converse amongst yourselves and then turn to the screen and say, hey, you know what? That was pretty cool. I don't need these kind of films to have the craziest plot points, the greatest performances. I just want some action. And you know, I feel like lately we've been kind of spoiled with action films because they have been so top tier. And I'm looking at you, John Wick franchise. You kind of ruined everything. And hey, this movie is called Heads of State and has to deal with politics. And guess what? It's the 4th of July, so we can celebrate that stuff. Yay! So we have this movie, you know, John Cena is playing the president, and I just can't do it, guys. I can't do it. I can't see him without jorts. And we also have Idris Elba playing the British Prime Minister, and we have them going back and forth and having political conversations that feel a little bit too close to home and a little bit right on the nose when it comes to certain commentary that they're talking about. Yeah, you know, I don't know what it is, but I've watched a whole bunch of political thrillers in my short lifetime, and none of them have been this spot on or on the nose when it comes to the commentary that they're talking about politically. You know, I don't know if it's just because I'm getting older and I'm paying attention a little bit more to politics, or certain political decisions that are being made affect me and people that I know greatly. I don't know, but when they were talking about stuff like that in this film, I wasn't, you know, being entertained. But I totally understand that this movie was probably using that political commentary and making it so close to home so it can be, you know, relatable to what the current situations and the current, you know, people we have in charge and just talk about it that way. But, you know, if you're gonna go that route, I feel like just commit to it. Go all into it. Just make me fully uncomfortable when you're talking about this political commentary, because it feels like that the commentary is just the side note, and there's a lot of side notes in this film, but it's something that they don't really focus on, and they just kind of hint at it, and they're just kind of like, hey, you know, doesn't this relate to what's going on right now? And then they just throw it away. But speaking of throwing it away, feels like the rest of this film is a throwaway, and the editing doesn't do the movie any favors as well, because there's scenes in this film where they literally ask a character, what happened to you? And then the character just looks at the screen, and then they do the zoom in into their head, and then they go into this flashback, and they go really, really fast of all the events that led them up to this point. And then they turn to the character that asked them that question, and they say, a lot of things. And I just feel like that's just lazy. But you know, the main reason I wanted to watch Heads of State was because of the potential of John Cena and Idris Elba, you know, coming together and messing some shit up, man. You know, beating some people up, explosions, car chases, you know. We get that a little bit in this film, but mainly towards the third act, which is really good, by the way. But you kind of are sitting there throughout the entire film waiting for action scenes to happen. You get some action scenes here and there, and you're like, oh, that was pretty good. I wish we had more of those. But you just have to wait till the end of the film. But hey, all is forgiven because they gave us more Priyanka Chopra. So, instant 5 stars. You know, anytime I see her on the screen, you know, I'm happy. But I will admit there is a really cool scene early on in the film with Jack Quaid, which this dude has been in all the movies I've watched in 2025. The year of Jack Quaid. He plays some quirky CIA agent that's going to help Idris Elba and John Cena's character, and the action scene that they have with him is pretty cool. I wish we had more of that kind of stuff in it. But like I said, the action scenes are far and few between in this film. The third act, though, you know, I'll keep on hyping it up because it's actually pretty good. I also hinted at this, but the plot for this film is very generic. We've seen this 100 times. If you've seen one action movie with starring Harrison Ford, you pretty much know the premise and plot of this film.
Get off my plane.
It's really predictable, and the twist or the reveal that they have in the film is also very predictable. They even kind of make fun of it. They're like, hey, you know, it's always this person. I'm like, no. Stop it, movie. They also have this weird side plot where John Cena is trying to tell Idris Elba that he needs to get married so the people of Britain can see him and see him in a different light, a more comfortable light, a more presentable light. It's really weird. It doesn't, you know, they don't really even come back to that side plot, and they kind of hint at it a little bit. And it's just the whole time, every time they bring it up, it's just like, I don't care. Show me Idris Elba beating somebody up. I also felt like the chemistry between John Cena and Idris Elba and pretty much everybody else in the movie was a little off. It wasn't bad, you know. I know that they were trying. You could tell that these people are trying. They're all trying. John Cena, I would say I'll give him, like, you know, the biggest kudos because he is trying. He's trying to do stuff in this movie. Idris Elba, Priyanka Chopra, you know, everybody else, they're doing their best with what they're given, but it just doesn't really click. Overall, I don't think that Heads of State is the worst movie that I've seen this year. That title still is held by that lame Mickey Mouse horror film that I watched. Yeah, that was not good. Everyone involved at least tries to make it entertaining, and for the most part, they succeed. When there's action scenes, they're actually entertaining, and I chuckled a few times, but with the weak plot and the lack of chemistry, Heads of State is nothing to write home about. But hey, if you have a Prime membership, this is technically free with your subscription. Otherwise, you're going to have to sign up with Amazon Prime Video to watch this. I don't know how much that is. You know, sorry, bad YouTuber, I didn't do the research. But I've had a subscription. Most of the people in the United States have an Amazon subscription, even though we probably shouldn't. But hey, let me know what you think about Heads of State if you're planning on watching this film. Let me know what you think of John Cena as an actor. Are you like me and can only see John Cena wearing jorts? Sounds weird now that I say it. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. And remember, everyone, keep watching movies.